Hello, family. I'm so excited to share this moment again with you. It gives me great joy to come up with words of encouragement that will help us to sharpen every aspect of our life. And we are still on to our leadership series, and we are talking about leadership and discipline. I'd like to read a place in the Bible from the book of First Corinthians, chapter 9, reading from verse 25. The Bible says, every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. If you come to verse 27, the Bible says, but I keep my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I preach to others, I myself should be a castaway. Here, Apostle Paul revealed the secret of a great leadership, that he is a man who never allowed himself to live a life that is void of discipline. Apostle Paul said that he beat his body. He said that he do everything possible to make sure that after he has preached to other people, he will not be a castaway. He's indirectly saying, I don't want to be a kind of leader that the end that I have led others, I was unable to lead myself. Today, a lot of people in leadership are not disciplined. How do you know a man that is not disciplined? Is a man that his greed is more important to him than the welfare of the people. It beats my imagination when we read EFCC recovered so and so $1 million in so and so person account who was a former minister or a former governor. It beat my imagination. It beat my imagination to think about people who under leadership, under their watch, allow people to go down. I mean, you met an office at 70%, instead of you to take it to 80%, you bring it down to 20%, where everybody's crying and screaming, where people are weeping and mourning, even when nobody has died because of their suffering. Africa is filled with leaders that are not disciplined. African continent is crawling because leaders have not taken time to discipline themselves. Greedy leaders are leaders that have not taken time to say, what am I taking this world to? How many more years do I have here on earth to live? If I'm gone, will I still enjoy this? What's the guarantee my children will be alive or my great-grandchildren will be alive to enjoy the wealth they accumulated? When a leader is not disciplined, that leader will do everything by emotions. And that's why nepotism has gained ground in our nation, Nigeria. It doesn't make sense why somebody will appoint a man from his own village and a man from his own state, a man from his own tribe, not on the basis of merit, but on the basis of that is my relation. And this is what has been going on in our nation, where the brilliant minds are not part of running affairs of the state or running affairs of the nation. The people are being rewarded by just where they came from. Emotional leaders make a lot of mistakes. Emotional leaders never allow wisdom to guide them. Emotional leaders are leaders who spend time doing what they feel like doing, not what they will do and they will leave legacy here on earth. And that's why if you're a leader, you must discipline your emotion. You must place doing right thing above doing what pleases people. You must do things that people may not necessarily like, but at the end of the day, it better the lot of the people. Sentiment has never been a best judge in any circumstance. And that is why if you are going to succeed in life, if you're going to succeed as a leader, you must be a leader who has disciplined every aspect of your life. When Paul was saying, I put myself under subjection, he was trying to say, yes, I have emotions, I have feelings, but don't allow them to take a better part of me. They don't decide for me what to do. And that is leadership. When you don't allow your emotions, when you don't allow your feelings to overcome your sense of judgment, things will be a lot better if we have leaders who are not leading by emotions, who are not leading based on what people may say or what they may not say, who have their conscience and God in view in whatever they do. You must discipline yourself. I've seen leaders that have no discipline. They tend to do everything just because they feel like doing it. As far as they are concerned, there is no protocol. They just have to get it done the way they choose like getting it done. I heard somebody saying, this is my time. Whatever I want to do, I will do. When it's somebody's else time, the person can do whatever he wants to do. The person was not looking into the future. There are things to do today that can actually destroy you tomorrow. All over Nigeria right now, there's fear everywhere. These are young men that should be employed, but greed of our leaders never allowed them to create employment. These are young men that would have been better off if they are in one office or the other. They would have been, they wouldn't have been tools to anybody. But because of lack of discipline, they were not harnessed. And today, a lot of things are not the way they should be. You see, discipline is the reason why great nations have the future of that nation intact. Discipline is the reason why many people can look ahead of time and they will smile. Lack of discipline is the reason why a leader will run away from his own nation, run away from his own country, simply because there is no future left. He squandered the future in the immediate. He destroyed the ultimate for the immediate. I like what Bishop T.D. Jakes said, that this generation is a generation that eats their dinner in the morning. An undisciplined leader will eat his dinner in the morning. He will not care what will be the outcome of his actions, but many times he will be the victim of that action or inaction that he allowed. I want to encourage you today to be a leader that is disciplined. When you discipline yourself, you produce disciples. The word discipline and disciple came from the same root. A disciplined leader will always disciple people under him. You want to know a disciplined leader? Look at the people following him. Jesus raised disciples. In the book of Acts chapter 4 verse 13, it was said that these men have been with Jesus. Why? Because their character, because their words, because the actions they display really prove that they have been with Jesus. You can't raise disciples when you are not disciplined. When you are not disciplined, you are going to raise people who will do whatever they feel like doing, because that's exactly what you are doing. A good leader must therefore be disciplined. Discipline your appetite for money. Discipline your emotions. Don't do things because you feel like doing it. Ahab in the Bible was a classical leader that was not disciplined. Woke up one morning and began to desire to have Naboth's vineyard. And when he couldn't have it, he started being sullen and downcast. The wife Jezebel said, "This is a small thing. Let's get it for you." They framed up Nathan, took his father's vineyard by force. But guess what? That action ended the dynasty of Ahab. Jezebel died like an ordinary woman, and her bones were eaten by dogs, simply because of one stupid action that they took many years before then. Be disciplined in your words. Be disciplined in your actions. Be disciplined in your emotions. Be disciplined. Put yourself under check. Make sure you're not a product of sentiment. Do things right, and the future will welcome you with open arms. Do things right, and there will be few apologies to give in future. Do things right, and generations to come will celebrate your legacy. Thank you for sharing this moment with me. I appreciate you. And let's do it again same time next week. God bless you.